I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is November 12th, 2019, and I'm going to go over a real simple fix that I did just for a household fix to solve a problem I had today. Okay, now a long while ago I bought this. And for those who may not know what this is a QI wireless charger. So now a lot of our phones and a few other devices now can charge wirelessly. They just need to lay on top of something. So I bought this a while ago. I even did a video on this where I had an idea to buy one of these and make a something custom to 3D print to attach this to so I could set it next to my bed or something and charge. Never really happened. So instead I've had it around here, and now that I'm in the new house, I've been fiddling with my desk here. And so I'm kind of making a test desk before I actually make a real final desk. And so I keep cutting my desk, and I just put a bunch of holes in it. And so what I did is I went and got a big drill bit here. In fact, just to show you, I bought this at Home Depot, about 14 bucks, 2.5-inch hole. To drill a hole into my desk, which is right over here, to put this in. So what this is, for people who aren't familiar, I could show a picture over here. If you're in an office or like a university and you have a bunch of desks out there, you might notice little holes in the desk. And so they're called grommets. And so you can see a lot of different things, like here's one, here's another one. And so the idea is they can make these standard holes, and then they can have all kinds of little devices that will stick in the different sizes. So there's like little things like this that you can stick into a Q charger or USB. So I've got that, drilled it out. But unfortunately, this desk is too deep with what came with it. So this had this. It had a little, let's see, I can show it. Okay, so I had this little guy here, and it's got a little screw that comes with it. And then it also had, where are you? A little metal piece here that would go in here to hold against and hold up against your desk. Now, unfortunately, this is not long enough for my desk. My desk is too thick. So I had a couple options. I'd go get a bigger screw and put that in there, and that would have worked just fine. But instead I thought, well, maybe I can 3D print something. So I went through a couple iterations, and so the idea is I did something like this with a hole in it to kind of go up in there. So I'm going to go over that. It's a real simple solution. It's not very exciting, but I'll go over how I did it in Fusion 360 real quick, just to show you a simple household fix. Okay, so here's my design in Fusion 360. And so let me go back through my history. For those who may not be familiar, in Fusion 360, you have a little history down here of the actions you took. So I can go back to the beginning, and then I can go to my sketches, which is obviously hiding, view that one, go to the top here, and let me go edit this sketch. And you can see this is what I came up with. Pretty simple. The nice thing, 3D printing is kind of fun because I can make a really simple design to solve a really simple problem I have. So here all I did was I went and kind of measured how big my hole is. And so I figured 70 millimeters would be long enough to cover the hole at the bottom, but then I need to come in a little bit. And so all I really did is, did like this. Let me make another one because it's really that simple. It's really simple. Let's say I'll make a new one here. Right click, say new component. And I'll say desk thingy. Click on there, bring the origin up, right click on here, create a sketch, and then I can go refer to what I did here. I had 70 millimeters right there. So I'll just make it like a little guideline here. I'll hit the L key for line, click on that, go to the top and say, type in 70, so now that number is locked in, and then 90 degrees is exactly what I want, so hit enter, and there's my first little line. I'll click on that, turn it to a construction line because I don't want it to really count for right now. And then over here you can also see I've got another thing I'm concerned about is going up here. See, I have different ways to take it. I got this 7 millimeter. Okay, so I'll go over here. I'll make another line. Maybe I'll base it on the top. And I'll go here and say, well, I'll make it 15 just so I can exaggerate. And hit enter. And I'll move this over here. I'll make that a construction line. Then I'll come over here and just start fiddling. So I come over here and I'll Also, I can use my mirror. I'll do that too. So I'll come over here, hit L for my line. And if I go down any line, if all of a sudden I see this triangle, that means the center. So I'll click on here, go out here, hit escape, and then make this a construction line as well. So now I can just make half of it and then match it up. So I'll come over here and I'll hit my S key for my shortcuts. And now I've already chosen a lot of shortcuts. This is a 2-point rectangle. If you don't have it in your shortcuts, you can search for a 2-point rectangle. Click on that. Choose there, and I'll come down. And I'll say, I don't want these things any more than, probably 4 millimeters thick. And I'll come down here and say, we'll make this 15 for now. Boom. Then I'll come up here and say, we want this to be no more than 15 millimeters out. Well, in fact, I can hit my S key. Let me do a 2-point rectangle again. I'll choose right here. I'll say 4 millimeters for the thickness again. Hit Tab. And then I can come down to here, and you see the X locks it in. And now I've got the other point. And then I kind of want to hook them together. So I'll hit my L key. And I'll choose right there. And I'll kind of arbitrarily choose a point because I'm not sure what I want to do. Let's see. I could say, well, how thick do I want it to be? Well, now I probably want to worry about my thickness down here. So I'm going to hit my line key, click here, and go up. I know I'm drawing a line on the line, but I'm going to do that. And I'll say 8 millimeters. Maybe make it 10. 10 millimeters. I'm drawing a line on the line because then I can lock on exactly that 10 millimeters. I hit an L key again, click on there, and then go to there. And I'll come down here. I want that to match. So I'll make another line right across here. Another line, right to there. And that's a little ugly because I want to make it a little bit more. Let's see. Let's delete that. Delete that. I come down here and say L. I go 9 millimeters. L. Just to thicken that up a little bit. Let me go back. I need to raise that one. There we go. So now I'll say distance from here to here. That's 9. That's 10. Yeah, what do I do? Nah, I don't like what I did. Let me undo that real quick. Kill that one. I'll go on this side. Say 10. Lock that in. Go over here. I'll just say 11 and lock that in. That way it's easier to maneuver these. Click on there, click on there. Yeah, it's not pretty. 10.5, a little prettier. Okay, and then I can hit T for trim, and I'll just start deleting areas that I don't need. I know I don't need. Oops, I need that. Stop that. T for trim, boom, boom. And so now I got this section that I can choose, but I'm also going to hit T and trim this little tiny piece here. Then I'll hit S, do a mirror, and I'll choose all these points. Select a mirror line. I'll select this mirror line in the middle. Hit OK, and now we should have this selectable area. In fact, I could do I don't like the angle on that, so I'll hit my D key, and I'll choose this point and this point. Now I have a measurement over on this side too, and rather than being 15, I'll say 14. And see how it mirrors, I'm just going to adjust both. And so I'll make this 11, 14. Make this one 11. Yeah, it's a little bit closer without doing all the math on that. Okay, so I've got that point. I'll press on this, my Q press pull tool, and I'm not sure, what did I do last time? Go over here and refer. Oh, cheat. What did I do last time to press pull? 20 millimeters. So, Q, press pull, enter 20 millimeters. There we go. Now I need my hole. right click on that, create sketch. And I want to be in the center, and so I can hit L key, and you see it snaps on the center there. And go down like that. And then make that a construction line. Then I can do the same thing over here. That way I can get dead center when I want to make a circle. And I'll cheat again here. I'll say, what did I do on my other sketch? And I'll see I did 7 millimeters in diameter. So I'll say S key, choose my circle, or you can just press the C key for a circle. And I'll say 7, enter, Q, press pull, and now you could pull it all the way, but pull it further like that, but a better way to do it is say extend to an object. And I'll choose this object. Okay, that's where if I change my mind and want to redesign it later, I can do it. So what I did is I did something like this. So now I'm done. Now in my case, I iterated a little bit. I should have measured a little bit more, but I probably would have had to iterate a little bit. But with this design, I can come back here, edit my original sketch, and go, you know what, I printed it out, it turns out it's not wide enough. So at 15, maybe it should be a 17. Change that. Oh, are you not linked to that one? Oh, no, you're not linked. Ah, sorry, that's not linked. I'll press the D key, choose that point, and this point. So now it's linked, so I can say 17, and make that skinnier. But that made it skinnier up here too. So I'll press D here and pull that out. Stop. I want to make sure that thickness is the same. D, that guy, and that guy. Make that a 4. That way I get my consistent thickness. So next time, if turns out 16.5 was right, I can adjust it real quickly like that. Hit finish sketch, and it should apply it through my history, and then save it as STL and print it, and there you go. And then I've got that, and then this is big enough, just big enough to do what I needed to get done, and get it under my desk, and now it's thick enough for my desk. So anyway, little simple design, just wanted to share that. Just the practicality of doing little weird fixes like this, because this is really, really easy. There's not much to it. I mean, I could have got a bigger bolt, longer bolt, but kind of a real nice, simple problem. What if I didn't have a bolt? Like, I don't want to go out. Maybe I didn't have the right size bolt. I didn't even check. But I got a printer. And so rather than go out to the Home Depot store and pick up something, push the button on this and print it out. Now, normally I like to go over the numbers and the details, but this is so small. I forget how long it took to print, but there's just not much to it. Not really worth even talking about. I'd be surprised if this cost me 15 cents to print. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hey, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And lastly, have a piece of info to share? Just post a comment.